Hey guys, welcome back to Possum TV. So about a week ago, I received a direct message from LPS Allison TV, and she asked me to do a tutorial on how I make my thumbnails. And I thought it would be a really great idea to show you guys how. I actually use a couple of softwares in order to make my thumbnails, and it's fairly easy if you have the tools. So for those of you who don't know, I actually use Final Cut Pro to edit my videos, and what I usually do is the first thing I need to do is take a picture. So what I like to do first is to browse through the files and kind of find a picture or an area where I think it will look good for a thumbnail. So I think this area might be good, so I would maximize it. And then I'll stop it at the right place, and I'll go ahead and take a screenshot. So I use a MacBook Pro, so all I have to do is press Command, Shift, and 3, and it'll take a screenshot for me. So once I have my screenshot, which is basically the photo I'm using, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to another program. Now I'm gonna go ahead and look for the screenshot. And then I'm going to go ahead and drag it into iPhoto. So iPhoto is another program that comes with the MacBook Pro, and I'm basically going to use it to edit the photo. So I like to use iPhoto because it's a really simple tool that allows me to easily adjust the brightness and also the contrast for the photo. After using iPhoto, you can tell that the picture is a lot brighter and it looks cooler. So the next step is to take the photo, and we're going to use Adobe Photoshop to add some text. If you don't have Adobe Photoshop, I would recommend that you consider getting it. It can be a little pricey, but I think it's completely worth it. So I'm just going to readjust it a little bit so we can see a little better. So I'm going to get rid of all the grids. Now the first thing I like to do is to readjust the size because the photo is too big. So I like to change the height to 850 pixels. Now I'm going to copy this photo, and I'm going to paste it on the appropriate size for YouTube thumbnails. And this is the same size that YouTube recommends, which is 1280 x 720 pixels. So I'm going to go ahead and paste my picture in there and readjust it. So I don't like how the top shows the black part, so I'm just going to move it up a little bit. And we can make it a little bigger, so I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. And once you like the way your thumbnail looks, I'm going to go ahead and add some text. So I filmed this yesterday, and I actually thought that this was for the Reading Nice Comments video, but it's actually not. This thumbnail was for my special announcement, so I apologize for that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the text tool, and I'm going to add the word reading. And to make the text stand out, I'm going to go ahead and highlight it. And I'm going to add some styles. So what I like to do is I like to add stroke, which is basically an outline of the text. And I like to make it thicker so it stands out more. And I also like the drop shadow, which basically adds a little more dimension at the bottom. And you can also play with the other options to see what you like and what you don't like. And once you're done with that, it's time to choose the font. So I think this would be the most time-consuming part of adding text to the thumbnail, because I'm just basically going to scroll up and down until I find text that I like. And once you have your font chosen, we can go ahead and readjust it or reposition it however you want. So I like it when my text is slanted sometimes. And you can also edit the size of the font, so I'm going to make this just a little bigger. And there it goes, I think it looks great. Next, we're going to go ahead and continue making the other text. So what I like to do is I like to duplicate the layer, which is basically make another copy of the text. And I do this because it keeps the same settings. So I'm going to drag the duplicate text down, and I'm going to change the text from reading to nice. And I'm going to position it on the right hand side. And I'm going to adjust it so it slants the other way. And now it's time to change the font. So again, I'm going to scroll up and down, up and down, up and down until I find the right font that I like. And once you're okay with the text and size, I'm going to go ahead and do the last step, which is basically add the last text. So again, I'm going to duplicate the layer, and I'm going to change the text from nice to comments. And I'm going to have to readjust this so it's not slanted because I want it straight. It's also a little too big, so I think I'm going to change the size to be a little smaller. So I actually like this font for the comments word, and because I don't like using the same font for two different types of words, I'm going to go back to the nice word and I'm going to change the font. And I'm almost done. So the last step is to save the photo. So I'm going to go ahead and save this photo. I'm going to first name it. And then I'm going to save it as a JPEG, which is JPEG. And you can click the bottom for this option. So I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to hit OK. And we're finally done. And this might seem a little more complicated than it is in the beginning, but it's actually not. It's so easy. I've done it so many times. I think that after you do it a few times, you get the hang of it and it just becomes really easy. Well, that's it for today, Possum fans. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And please leave a message below and let me know how you make your thumbnails. I think that it will be great for the Paul family to learn. Thank you so much. Stay possum, guys. Love you.